Okay, we've got a slight delay, but we're going to give people just a few minutes to come in. I'm Deborah Owens, founder and CEO of WealthyU. And today we're talking about WealthyU in the workplace and how companies can really use financial wellness as a strategic advantage. Let me give folks just a minute and make sure that we are syncing and we are live. Okay, well, it looks like we're streaming. Okay, well, we'll get started. Welcome, everyone. Come on in. Welcome, everyone, and come on in. Well, welcome. Okay, well, we'll get started. Welcome, everyone. Looks like we're having some technical difficulty, but guess what? The show must go on. So welcome everybody. I'm Deborah Owens. I'm founder and CEO of WealthyU. We are streaming live into LinkedIn as well as Zoom today. And my discussion today, usually people, when we're sharing information or I'm presenting, it's really to individuals and first generation investors who are trying to navigate the financial landscape. Well, today my conversation is with companies. And so we've invited quite a few HR directors, benefits folks, training, because one of the things that's become really, really clear to me as someone who's helping folks one-on-one is that the most assets that people have are in their 401ks, in their benefits package, and they are not taking full advantage of it. And so one of the things we've been excited about in WealthyU is partnering with organizations to customize programs that specifically are tailored to your benefits programs. So often we think that we just put that stuff on the website and that the plan administrators, the big financial companies are going to have the resources. But the truth is, it's challenging, particularly if you're first generation investors. And so my conversation today is really aimed at folks within companies and what they can do to really help their employees learn how to leverage their benefits. Here's the deal. We're seeing far too many younger folks not participating in whether it's the retirement plan or the employee stock option program. They're just not participating in the programs to the degree that they could. And one of the things we're proud about in WealthyU is what happens when employees are armed with the information they need to navigate what can be a pretty daunting marketplace and understanding the terminology, if you've never invested before, how do you understand what's available to you? And so that's what we're going to discuss today. So I am going to pull up my presentation and share it with you. And today's presentation is about using financial wellness as a strategic advantage. And the reason I think this is so important is because it's personal, and because someone gave me a leg up and taught me what I needed to do to take advantage of my benefits programs. It made all the difference in the world. And really, what set me off in this journey of helping first generation investors learn how to navigate the financial marketplace and make good financial decisions. So just briefly, a little bit about me. My name is Deborah Owens. I'm a 3-time published author, Confident Investing, A Purse of Your Own. I'll talk about that a little later. I'm a former vice president with Fidelity Investments, and that's really what put me on the trajectory of wanting to educate other folks about the investment marketplace. I've traveled, I've been on national tours with folks like Bishop Jakes and what was the National Association of Securities Dealer, which is FINRA. But I love talking about what the average person needs to do to not be fearful and to be able to build wealth. And so often I'm called on media to give my 2 cents, which I love to do, and just a little bit about me. And so the question I have for you, and I'm going to look on the LinkedIn page, many of you registered. What did you hope to learn from attending this event? What did you hope to learn? And so let me just scroll on over to the page and see who's on. Okay, well, for many of you, you want to know how to use financial wellness as a strategic advantage. And I would tell you that for so many people who are in our programs in WealthyU, and they learn how to leverage their benefits programs, their retirement programs, employee stock option programs, HSA, everything changes for them, and they feel such a sense of empowerment. And for any of you who are HR directors, training directors, we've put together a brochure that shares a little bit about sort of a takeaway of what today's program is about. But here, I love to start with numbers. I love numbers because numbers paint the picture. And so here's the truth. A staggering 72% of employees surveyed by MetLife demand benefits that are tailored to their individual needs, a crucial strategy in fostering engagement and satisfaction. And from our point of view, that's what's missing. It's not tailored. It's all cookie cutter. And the average person, when they go to make choices about their benefits program, they don't even understand what their options are. And so there needs to be a customized way, and not a generic way, of showing employees exactly what they need to do to leverage what we call their opportunity levers. Another stat is 63% of millennials, a key demographic in the workplace, state that benefits are a primary reason they stay with an employer. So for employers, the reason that you can use financial wellness as a strategic advantage is because guess what? What is a really big pain point? Retention. So not only can you, when people are looking, just going back to the previous stat, at your benefits, one of the ways to attract great talent is through your benefits plans, but also one of the ways to retain your talent is by having a benefits program that is relevant. And then in addition to this, and this is what really is at the heart of everything that WealthyU does. And it's this: 41% of young adults between the ages of 24 and 35 do not take advantage or contribute to their employer-sponsored retirement plan. Now, as you all know, that is huge. And one of the things that we found in working with companies and organizations is that a lot of reasons young adults don't contribute to their retirement plan is typically they can be the first in their families who have these type of opportunities. And so because they're first generation, they're skeptical, or they think that, they have plenty of time, or that they can't access those funds. And in one of the ways that we convey to them opportunities and kind of diminish that feeling of, I don't want to save because I won't be able to get at my money, is really talk about the fact that many employer retirement plans, they allow you to, one of the few things they allow you to do is to take funds out for a first-time home purchase. And so those are what I mean about customizing and really conveying to the audience exactly what addressing their unique needs, and sharing with them the different ways that they can leverage so that you can incentivize them to take advantage of what can be one of the greatest sources of wealth building, and that's their retirement plan. And so I want to get a little bit personal at this time. On the left-hand side, that's a picture of my mother. And my mother, like most parents, wanted me to achieve the type of success that she could only dream of. She was a sharecropper's daughter, and she came and she didn't have much, but my parents would migrate to Detroit, and they would create a great middle class life for my siblings, my other four siblings, and myself. But I was the youngest. So by the time they got to me, they were able to just invest in private high school, make sure I could attend college. And their dream for me and their blueprint is that I would get a great education, that I would get a great job, and I would earn a six-figure income, and I would buy that big house. But because they never knew about investing, I didn't know about investing. And so if it were not for me really getting exposure to how to turn your income into wealth, I never would have gained the knowledge that I have. And that is the core reason that I started WealthyU. But I'm sure what my parents gave me, the success blueprint, was the middle class blueprint for success. And the fact is that most first generation investors, we're given the wrong blueprint. And it is a result of the fact that our parents had no access to investing themselves, had no knowledge of it. And so they taught us how to be earners and not owners. And so the ability to build wealth is a function of your ability to take the income that you earn and turn it into wealth. And one of the greatest ways to do that is through employer-sponsored plans. And I believe that companies have such a strategic advantage if they help give that first generation investor access to the knowledge that they need to truly leverage their benefits plans. And, I often tell this story, and this story to me really exemplifies leadership. But as I shared with you, my parents gave me the middle class mindset. And through a number of different career moves, I ended up in the investment industry that I knew nothing about. But lucky for me was that I worked really hard and I got into management. And my first management assignment as a management trainee was to land in San Francisco. where I was assigned to a person who would become one of my greatest mentors. But all I knew about him was that he was called Superman. And so imagine this young woman from Detroit on her way to San Francisco with her family and her young child and her husband who quit his job to follow her, lands in San Francisco. And I was so intimidated. I felt so intimidated because I thought, here I was, this Middle Western bumpkin, and I'm going out to California with all these sophisticated people. Long story short, what I found was not Superman, but Clark Kent, the most mild-mannered individual you'd ever want to meet. And one of the first things he did for me was sit me down and really talk about what my goals, what were the things that I wanted to accomplish. And so I shared with him how I was feeling at the time. We had left Detroit, where certainly the cost of living wasn't as high as San Francisco. We wanted to purchase a home. We had a young son. And he sat me down and he said, listen, all of that is possible for you. So how would you feel if you achieve these business objectives? I am sure that you will be able to achieve all you want. And so it was from there that I learned he taught me how to leverage and my profit sharing, all of the benefits that I had afforded to me as a management trainee. I had certain benefits about relocation. Long story short, not long, a few years later, I purchased that first home. I was promoted into other positions, but the most important thing I learned was the power of aligning your employees' personal goals to the company's business objectives. There is nothing greater than an employee really feeling like, man, my company really is concerned with not only me achieving the business objectives, but about me achieving my personal objectives. And I don't know about you, but what I would say is one of our most that made an indelible impact on my life and my trajectory and my ability to achieve financial security for myself, and my family. And that's what this conversation is about today. It's about companies understanding that if when the employee feels like their interests are your interests, then there is nothing they wouldn't do. Because the other aspect of that was that as you can imagine, I worked hard and I would do anything I could to achieve those business objectives. That's how you use financial wellness as a strategic advantage. You share with your employees, you provide them with a roadmap, with a blueprint, so that they can leverage the opportunities that they have through the organizations. And that's really what this presentation is about. And so as a result of my experience at Fidelity, I wanted to share with individuals what they needed to do to take ownership if they're a first generation investor. And that's how I built WealthyU. And so it's been quite the journey. I thought I could convey what folks needed to do I had a radio show on the NPR affiliate in Baltimore. I wrote my first book, Confident Investing. I toured with Bishop Jakes. I wrote my next book, A Purse of Your Own. I started purse groups around the country, but nothing ever really stuck and made a great impact until we launched WealthyU, and we came up with a system and a program through which we could tailor to first generation investors, and they could now take ownership of their financial success. And here's what happened. Here's what happens. So this is Belinda. Before joining WealthyU, she was 20 years into her career and was not on track with her retirement savings. Her personal rate of return in her portfolio was less than 5% and barely growing each year. She had delegated her investments that she had from a previous employer without understanding what those investments were. And uh, one of the things the advisor did was transfer those prior funds to an annuity with high fees and high surrender charges. She had a sense that something wasn't wrong, but she wasn't sure how to address the issue. Since joining WealthyU, she learned how to analyze her portfolio and increased her personal rate of return. And here's what I'm most proud about is she achieved 7 figures in her retirement savings, established a brokerage account, and built an investment portfolio, and established a backdoor IRA with some of those prior employer investments, and created an estate plan. And imagine how I felt when I received this text that said, Deborah, I learned last night I've become one of those with a 7-figure retirement account. I cannot thank you enough. If only I had taken a class from your sooner, who knows what that account would be. Well, let's just say that since I received that text, she's probably doubled that investment return. And I say all this this is proof of what happens when your employees get access to information that allows them to really leverage the opportunities that you provide them with. And what Belinda experienced is what we call our system. It's our legacy wealth blueprint, where we literally help first generation investors, help employees understand where they're at, accelerate their financial growth so that they can achieve through financial security through their employer. So we teach first generation investors how to turn their income into wealth, and much of that wealth is in employer sponsored plans. And what an amazing opportunity I think companies have to really make a significant impact with their employees by customizing their benefits programs so that they really understand how to leverage them. Here's another example to Neil. Before joining WealthyU, she had started investing early. That's the good news, but she had no prior investment knowledge. She had low returns on her investments and didn't understand why her investments were not growing. Since joining WealthyU, she analyzed and optimized her 401k options, invested in her employee stock purchase program. And by the way, she did that at a pretty young age. Established a health savings account and established a brokerage account and built a stock portfolio. Here's a post that she made recently that just blew me away. She said, "While I've always been a saver and invested in my retirement funds since the age of 21, I wasn't at all clear on how to perform a fundamental analysis of a company. You started working with me in 2015, man, that's almost 10 years, and introduced me to concepts that I had never seen before. It was both eye-opening and life-changing. Thanks in large part to your coaching, I reached the 7-figure mark at a relatively young age. And here's what's really cool is that she's on her track to have a multi-7-figure birthday portfolio before her 50th birthday. And what I want you to know is that as you see those examples, these were employer-sponsored plans. And we have the benefit of working with employees and providing financial wellness strategies with one of our clients, BWI Airport. And we've been able to make quite the impact. Our financial sessions are one of the most anticipated. We make it simple. We have books and meet people where they are. And our curriculum really is our secret sauce. And our process of customizing and really having a system through which employers through which employees can apply to their program in real time is amazing. We've also partnered with AARP, presenting financial literacy and investment programs to members, and we've traveled on different tours with AARP. And I've just been excited about that partnership as well. And this is a small company, Civility Solutions, that we first she was a WealthyU coaching client. Then she said, I want to bring this into my company. And as a result, she went from only 2 people of her employees participating in the plan to 15. And I love this. Investing in your employees pays the best returns for your organization. We really believe that. We believe that a transformational financial wellness blueprint that provides access to foundational investment and knowledge for first-generation investors is the key. But what they need is a blueprint that allows them to see where they're at right now, help them to understand what they need to achieve in order to achieve a financial freedom and financial security, and then have an actual blueprint to follow so that they're able to go into their employer-sponsored plans and choose investments that are going to pay them a return that keeps up with inflation. They go from average returns to higher returns because now they actually know how to navigate the benefits programs. And then their wealth accelerates. And that's really the goal. And then they're able to take that knowledge and apply it in every areas of your life. And here's what's really cool. What's really awesome is how this training impacts the financial acumen of employees. We call it the spillover effect. They begin to understand financial statements, how companies earn money, how they impact the bottom line. It is really, really amazing. We have a curriculum that employees have access to. It's a 10-module curriculum. We typically ask that employers make this program available to their employees for at least 6 months. And every month they come into a skill building session, and we've customized the content to align to the specific benefits of the organization, and they learn how to make decisions in real time because it's all about taking action. Here's some of our clients: AARP, Rocket Mortgage. We've done some affordable home buying, and I've played the wealth coach, and also Essence and Ford and BWI. So the question I have for you is, how would you like to learn more about how your organization can use financial wellness as a strategic advantage? You can really attract, retain, and develop your talent using the benefits plans that you already have, but tailoring them to meet the exact needs of the organization. So if you'd like to learn more about the programs that we have and how you can use financial wellness as a strategic advantage, just take a picture of this and you can have a conversation with me about your organization's needs, or just send me a message right in my LinkedIn DMs. I hope this was of value to you, and we look forward to working with you in the future. I'm Deborah Owens, founder and CEO of WealthyU, where we help first-generation investors turn their income into wealth, and we partner with organizations as well as help individuals achieve financial security. All right, have a great afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining me.